How's it going, everybody? Andrew Haggerty here for another episode of Tea with Andrew. So thank you for joining me. What I want to talk about today is kind of the elevator speech. What are we doing? What are we saying to people uh, when they ask us? Because the second you find out you're in real estate, somebody's going to ask you, "How's the market?" Or this year it's been, "Oh, you're having the best year you've ever had. You're going to be crazy busy." What is your answer going to be to that? What are you? And it's got to be something that you have prepared. It can't just be, "It's good. It's good. I like it. The market's nice." You need to have a true, thoughtful presentation planned for when someone asks you that question. And it can't just be, "Oh, the market's great. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, this. Oh, that." That's boring, and that's not going to get you a client. The greatest thing about being in real estate is we work with people all the time, and everyone cares because everyone is in the real estate business. They are either buyers, they are sellers, they are landlords, or they are tenants. Everyone is in the business some way or somehow. So they want to know, hey, if I want to sell my home, is it worth more than it was last year? If I want to buy a home, is it better? So the question has got to be, you know, the elevator speech back has got to be a question back. Someone comes like, "Hey, how's the market?" Well, it depends. What are you looking to do in the market? Because my answer to you is going to change drastically with what your answer back to me for my question was. Because if you're a seller, it's a completely different conversation about the market than if you're a buyer or you're a landlord or you're a tenant. Because if you're a seller right now, is it a great time to be in the market? Absolutely, it's a great time to be in the market. Right now, homes buyers are actually seeing a 12.5% increase year over year from last year. Also, there's less inventory. There's actually a 26.8% year over year decrease of inventory from last year. So the buyers that are there, there's less to choose from. So your home is going to stand out that much more. On top of that, the average house right now is seeing between 3 to 4 offers on a given time. So you have your choice of buyers of who you want to work with. As well as that, homes are selling so quickly, the average median days on market is 18. That's huge information. And if you go into with that information and that style of, hey, this is why it's good to list your home right now, because there's less homes on the market, there's more buyers that are looking to buy, you're going to see a multiple offer situation. Now, a buyer, that's a completely different conversation, because if you say that information to a buyer, he's going to be like, "Oh my God, I don't buy a house then." So when you're talking to buyers, are you looking to buy a home? Yeah. I'll tell you what, man, rates couldn't be better. And not only are rates so good, rates are looking to go up. So if you want to buy a home, do it now, because next year you'll have less buying power. You'll get the same for the same price of your monthly payment. You're going to get a much smaller home. So you definitely want to buy now. It's a great time to buy. And as long as we come in there with a realistic offer and we do what we need to do, we're going to get it done. Sales are going to happen. Landlords, is it a great time to buy? Absolutely, it's a great time to buy in rental properties. Our rental properties are selling extremely quickly, and we're seeing a lot done with it. Oh, what does that mean? Well, every home we're coming across is seeing increases in value. Now, the reverse is true. We've got to warn people, especially in El Paso, Texas. Property taxes most likely went up substantially. Um, we saw about a 10 to 20% increase in property taxes this year over last year. That's huge, and that really cuts into your bottom line. But we've been able to raise most rents when the time has come to help combat that. That being said, we're the mean evil landlords because we're raising rents, not the fact that our property taxes doubled. Those are the issues that we're seeing, and we're seeing across the board. Tenants, is it a good time to rent right now? Listen, I'm going to be 100% honest with everybody out there right now. The only time it makes sense to rent a property is when you're renting from me. Okay. Now, it's a joke, but there's somewhat seriousness there. But the truth be told, there are certain reasons why you want to rent a home. But for the most part, get a home, buy a home. It's the greatest opportunity for wealth generation there is. Every month, instead of making payments towards somebody else's equity, you're paying for your own. I bought a house. It's gone up about $60,000 to $80,000 in value since I bought it, and not only that, I've paid off over $80,000 from when I bought it. So that's a net increase of $160,000. Okay, you're talking $160,000 growth in something that I had to live in no matter what. Plus, I don't need permission if I want to paint something or change out the flooring or change out the cabinets or do anything that I want to do. It's my house. I don't live in a homeowner association, so I don't need someone's permission to make any alterations to my home. But so it's one of those questions where no matter who you're talking to, yes, I've got an answer for you, but it's going to be a different answer to every person I talk to. And if you're a tenant looking to rent a home, why? I understand there's some times that need it, but I know people who've rented a home for 20 years, 30 years tenants. You could have paid that house off, and you did pay that house off. You just paid it off for somebody else. So these are the conversations that you need to think about and have that elevator speech in your head, because I guarantee if you're in the real estate business, you are asked at least once a day, how's the market? And if your answer is great, that's horrible. That is not the answer you want, because they're asking you for a reason. What is that reason? Because they're in the market. Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? The house that I am in right now that I have no intention of selling, if I know its value is going up that much, I may decide to sell. You never know what's going to happen. And if I know, if I give a competent, and confident answer, they may call me back when they are ready to buy or sell. So have that conversation, because there's nothing that bothers me more when we're talking to agents. It's good. It's great. Another thing is video. The Greater El Paso Association of Realtors put on a fantastic training last week. We brought in world-renowned speakers to come in and talk to us, and the majority of the conversation was video. I'm on video right now. Problem with video, everyone has the same answer. Well, I don't like the way I look on video. You know why? Because you can see yourself. I can see myself right now, and I'm not happy. I need to go do some sit-ups. I need to stop eating what I eat. But at the end of the day, this is who I am, and this is what I look like. And I've got to accept that. In my mind, I'm an extremely attractive human being until I see myself on video or walk by a mirror. That's why I don't have a lot of mirrors, and that's why I don't like video. But at the end of the day, this is who I am. This is how people know who I am. And when I go places, it's kind of fun because people will react, hey, saw your video. Thank you. It's so interesting. Thank you for the information. Or some people say some horrible, hurtful things. But you got to ignore those. You got to move on. At the end of the day, you've got to get out there and make sure people know where you are. Know where you are, know what you're doing, and know how you're doing it. We do these videos for a reason. I don't do this for me. I do this to try to make sure we're passing on information that you possibly need. Have that thought process for the next time someone asks you, what am I going to do? Or how is the market? What is my answer going to be? How am I going to react to that question? And I really hope your answer isn't, it's good. It's great. I like it. Those are not the answers you're looking for, and those are not the answers you want. What are you going to do to make sure when you are in this process of getting an opportunity to get a lead for a buyer or a seller or a landlord, how am I going to answer this question? And it better be a good one. We work really hard in this business to be knowledgeable, hopefully. And if you're not passing that knowledge on, you're failing. This isn't a job where everybody's interested in what we do. You say I'm a plumber, a lot of people are like, ooh, I don't want any details. That's not what I want to be. But when real estate, people want to know. People want to ask the questions. How is the market? What's going on in the market? What are we doing? Have something in the back of your mind. Hey, man, what are you looking to do in the market? Well, I'm looking to sell. Well, this is definitely the time to talk about selling. Home sell, the number of homes in the market is really low right now, which means there's low inventory, which means your house is going to go for top dollar. Plus, there's still a lot of buyers which means there's a lot of people who are going to be looking at your home. Well, I'm looking to buy. Well, I'll tell you what, man, if you buy right now, we know for a fact interest rates are going up. There's no question about it. There's no, okay, it could happen. They can't stay this low for as long as they've stayed, and they've already told us they're raising. Get in there and buy a house now, because every percentage point will come back and hurt you. Let's look at, the average sales price. Let's say an average sales price of $250,000. $2,500 for one interest point, right? Divided by 12, that's $208. That's $208 a month for every interest point that goes up or down. So if it's at 2.8 right now and it goes to 4.8, you're looking at a $400 payment more for the exact same house, buying it for the same price. And that's something that's kind of scary, and you should think about and use that kind of information in your head to say, hey, every month, $100 up, $100 down, depending on when or how you want to sell. What do you want to do and how do you want to do it? And let's move forward with this transaction. It's a great time to buy because your interest rates are so low, you're going to make money on this transaction. It is still a great time to be in this business. It really is. Real estate is a fun, interesting job, and it's a fun, interesting profession, but you got to work. You got to try. And when people give you the opportunity with how's the market, give them a realistic answer. Give them something that makes them say, hey, you know what? I want to use you when I buy or sell my home. Not just, it's good, I like it, you can do a lot. Be energetic. Explain. Why are you interested? What can I do for you? What are you looking to do in the market? Well, nothing right now. Okay, well, if you were going to do something, would it be buy or sell? Well, I've got a house that I may want to sell. Hey man, let me explain. I'll explain to you why it's great. No pressure to ask. Just what's going on with the market and how we can help you. That's what people want to hear, and that's what people want to know. So if that's what they want to know, have that information because they're going to ask you. And when they ask you, have that answer. And another secret is wear your name tag. Now, I say this about wearing your name tag because I'm really bad at it myself, but it's amazing how many times people in this business find out, oh, you're in the business because we're wearing your name tag. I've seen many of agents get business in line at a grocery store because they're wearing their name tag. Wear it. Be proud of it. Let people know you're in the business because they're looking and they're curious and they want to know. Take that for what it is, guys. I don't want to be crazy long today. Just have that. I was in that class last week, and that's one of the big takeaways that I took was have that elevator speech prepared. When you're going to meet with someone, when they ask, "How's the market?" Give them a great answer because a great answer leads to a great conversation, and a great conversation leads to a lead of a buyer, seller, or a future investor. With that, guys, that's pretty much all I've got today. Think about it, meditate on it, come up with a great answer. And I'm looking forward to hearing what they are. Thank you, guys.